Hi everyone, I'm Rachel. In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to color holographic shoes or fashion accessories using the Color Therapy app. You can follow the steps in this tutorial to make any fashion accessory holographic or shiny in this way as well. Try it on jackets, belts, watches, or pants. If you'd like to follow along, search for this image under shoes. So I just wanted to quickly share my reference for the inspiration on these shoes. So you can see there's a lot of silvers, mostly dark purple in the background, and then we have bright whites, a bit of green, a little orange, and pink. Now let's start off by tapping to fill in the shoes with the color. So I'm going to use this really dark purple. It's the first one on the purple palette, and just tapping to fill that into the shoes. And I'm making the soles black as well as the laces. So I'll be using all of these colors from the Glow palette. First, we'll start off with just a basic white, and then go to the airbrush tool. Let's set the size at 28 and opacity at 80, and then make sure coloring inside the lines mode is set to on, and we're just gonna highlight the entire outside edge of the shoes. So in each section, just go all the way around. Now with those same settings, I'll add some white highlights to the front of the shoe. So I'm just kind of looking at my reference. I see some right here like this. There's one right there. We have one here and there. And these lines are pretty ambiguous. Now lower the size down to 10%, and let's just add a few more little smaller ones. I'm gonna add some little dots right here. I'm just making some of these a little bit sharper in the middle, and add a few shiny areas right there, that part of the shoe, going towards the laces. Then I might just lower the size all the way down to 1 and raise the opacity to 100. I'm just gonna add a few more little harsher white lines. So I see there's sort of a harsh white line right here on the side of the shoe, maybe at the very bottom down here. Now go ahead and just trace in the middle of that white highlight you did before, close to the edge. It's okay if it's really loose. We'll do that on the top as well by the laces, and just go right around the edge, sort of like what you just did before, just tracing around those edges. Now let's use the smear tool. Let's set the size at 80 and intensity at 100. I'm just gonna use my finger to just nicely and softly start to blend those colors. So we're just kind of moving the colors around so they're blending. I'm just kind of pushing and pulling the white. Now let's use the Glow palette. So any of these colors are gonna work really well for this. I'm just gonna use this bright yellow at first. And then under the pen tool, I'm using size 5 and opacity at 100, but you can make the size different variations of size. So between 5 and up to 50 or so. So with that bright yellow, just go ahead and start to add in some color. And then I'll just select a blue. I'm using the first blue on the second row, and then just tracing over that white highlight there. I'm gonna throw in some pink. This pink's gonna go right up next to the yellow, and this is just really ambiguous again. It's really loose. It's kind of open to your interpretation, so I'm gonna add more pink right here. And I'm just looking at my reference again, and then I'll add a little blue again here. Just bring that down. So you want it to just look really smudgy, but also really sharp, bright colors next to it. So I'm gonna outline this white area here. Maybe add a little yellow. Maybe just a little purple around this area, and maybe some more pink. And I see there's like a little bit of orange in my reference over here, just kind of blending into pink. Okay, so I know it looks super weird right now, but let's use the smear tool. I'm using the size at 30% and intensity at 100. So now you just want to blend the little shapes that we just did, either upwards or downwards, just kind of smooth them out. And the smear tool really works great for this too, because it creates these interesting lines. So you can drag some of them up, some of them down. You can make some really smooth, and other ones can be a bit more harsh. That's really all there is to it. So then just continue to add in more of the color. You can also lower the size even lower to maybe 1 or 2%, and just continue adding in your colors ambiguously around the shoe. It really does help to be looking at a reference for this. It's kind of hard to make it up, so I really would recommend looking at an image of something that resembles this. So here we go again, just smearing and blending. You can use those lines to your advantage that the smear tool creates. Then I would go under the effects tab and remove the lines just so that you can see how it's looking. If you've lost some of the white areas, just go ahead and add them back in, and then you can use the smear tool again as needed. Now lastly, let's use the airbrush tool again with size at 1 and opacity at 100, and with white, I would just go ahead and trace around the shoe again, so I have a nice clean line. You can also trace around those laces, just around where they insert into the shoe, and just trace around the sections of the shoe. Just apply the same steps to the other shoe. You can also try limiting your colors to just purples and greens or yellows and pinks, but stick to really bright colors for best results. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.